What's up guys, it's Endymion, and today I want to talk about one of the most random and weird little things in Mass Effect that never really gets much attention. I want to talk about the caretakers of the Citadel, the praying mantis-like custodians themselves, the Keepers, and what they are exactly. And later on in the video, I'll reveal my crazy theory as to the origins of the Keepers, which may be crazy, but just wait and see. As we know from the original Mass Effect, the Keepers were first discovered by the Asari, who were the first race of the current cycle to reach the Citadel. The Asari described the Keepers as docile and welcoming. They simply helped the Asari become accustomed to the Citadel without any speech or anything. They just helped, which is weird and kinda creepy, but moving on. Later on, once Shepard reaches the Citadel, it's revealed that the Citadel Council made specific laws that protect the Keepers, and it's actually forbidden to even interact or speak to a Keeper whatsoever. What's super weird about these guys is that the Citadel Council and all of its staff just accept that these weird alien things are integral to the maintenance of the Citadel. Yet no one on the Citadel knows where the Keepers go on the Citadel or where they come from. That's kind of bizarre. What's even weirder is that if someone does interact with a Keeper by talking to it or touching it, the Keeper's body will disperse some kind of acid within itself, and the Keeper will literally melt into a puddle of goop within a minute of the interaction. And then the next day, another Keeper will just show up and replace the Keeper before it. And that's interesting and concerning and weird. So what are the Keepers? Well, there's some theories and some concrete evidence as well. For starters, through various codexes and conversations you can listen in on, some of the Citadel's populace say that the Keepers have some sort of home within the Citadel itself. It's never found, of course, or shown, but apparently on some hidden platform within the Citadel, these Keepers are created by the Citadel in an almost factory-like way of conception. Like the Citadel basically 3D prints the Keepers like they're objects awaiting shipment, except the Keepers are created by the Citadel without any real consciousness or individuality. They are simply born to blindly serve the races of the current cycle aboard the Citadel. And when the harvests of the Reapers begin, the lone Reaper left behind in every cycle, which for this cycle was of course Sovereign, would activate a transmission, and the Keepers would simply submit to the lone Reaper and seize control of the Citadel, and well, extinction happens. So where did the Keepers come from before? Well, if you helped Chorbin in Mass Effect 1, he's the guy who tasks you with scanning all the Keepers. He reveals, based on the information you gathered, that the Keepers are simply husks of biomass that exist to transmit a code every 50,000 years. And the more interesting part is that Chorbin says that he believes whoever created the Keepers also created the Reapers too. So this is where it gets fun, because of course they were created by the Leviathans, but I think it goes deeper than that. As we know, based on the Codex and lore, the Leviathans originated on some unknown planet within the Milky Way galaxy, and we also know definitively that apart from the Leviathans, who are aquatic in nature and therefore lived within the oceans of their home planet, there was one other race that originated from the same planet as well, and this race was land-based. And the Leviathans, through their evolution, gained the ability to organically indoctrinate other species into making them their thralls. Which leads me to believe that the other alien race that originates from the same planet as the Leviathans would have to be, you guessed it, the Keepers themselves. I mean, looking at them, the Keepers are based on praying mantises, which are obviously a land-based organism, and based on real-world information on praying mantises, they are usually found in rainforests or regions teeming with life and having abundant accesses to fresh water, which the Leviathans on their home planet literally live in as well. So likely the Keepers were a race of aliens that lived and thrived on the land, and unbeknownst to the Keepers, they were slowly but ultimately indoctrinated into serving their masters in the ocean and forced into servitude to create structures and technology with the guiding hand of the Leviathans. And once the Leviathans created the intelligence, which in turn created the Reapers, which are based on the likeliness of the Leviathans themselves, the intelligence probably saw how efficient the Keepers were at maintaining things, and instead of wiping them out, they were domesticated like dogs or cats until they became nothing more than servants incapable of rising up. And their culture, their origins, were ultimately forgotten to the eons of time as the Keepers went from being a proud hunter race of praying mantis-like beings to, well, Keepers. Likely their original names weren't even the Keepers either. They've just been so domesticated, so utterly retro-engineered that whatever they were before is long gone. And all that remains is a race of slave-like aliens that are literally 3D printed to serve a singular task for millions upon millions of years. Damn, the Keepers got a raw deal, didn't they? Of course, I could be wrong about all of this, but the pieces fit nicely in my opinion, and it makes sense that the Leviathans saw the Keepers as nothing more but nameless, replaceable servants for their empire. In a way, you could say history repeated itself with the Protheans, who were once the proud alphas of their cycle, but they too were reduced to mere foot soldiers for the Reapers in the form of the Collectors. And likely, if Shepard and the galaxy's armies failed against the Reapers, the humans would have likely become the next Keeper or Collector-like race as well. But with the destruction of the Citadel at the end of Mass Effect 3, likely the 3D printer that housed the Keeper's genetic material has also been lost. So with the Reapers destroyed, perhaps the Keepers in turn are also now finally gone. A race of once capable beings reduced to nothing more than slaves, with no name or culture, completely erased from the vastness of space and time, only to be forgotten forever. And that, my friends, sadly, is what the Keepers were. They were the slaves of conquerors, but maybe we can take solace in that Shepard finally released the Keepers from their meager existences finally. And now, hopefully, the Keepers can finally rest. Well guys, that's the video on the Keepers. What do you think? Do they originate from the same planet as the Leviathans? Or am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, and comment to give my life meaning. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to my patrons for their support, and I'm ENDYMION. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know of anything else you'd like to see, and I'll see you in the next one.